Hi everyone, Tariq here. We're going to be building the best crypto portfolio for beginners for both small and medium sized and slightly larger accounts. So we're going to be building a 4-figure, 5-figure, and 6-figure crypto portfolio in this video, starting with $1,000, $10,000, and $100,000. So be sure to watch the end of this video for you guys to check out some of these portfolio allocations. This can really help, and you can refer back to this video in the future as you invest more money into crypto. I recommend all of my clients and everyone that I mentioned to put at least 10% of your monthly income into Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency that you want to invest in. Obviously, I prefer Bitcoin. This is mostly a Bitcoin channel, but I understand some of you guys want altcoins in your portfolio. So this video is really for you. Now, I'm mostly, almost 100% into Bitcoin with a little bit of MSTR and MSTU and some Bitcoin ETFs on the side. But for a strictly crypto portfolio, I really recommend 90% Bitcoin and 10% altcoins and other investments. But maybe you want to actually see an actual real life crypto portfolio. So we're going to do that using this free tool called marketcap.com. Really awesome tool, completely free. You guys can sign up, and you can also use it not only to track cryptocurrencies. Okay, CoinMarketCap, you can track all the cryptos here. Okay, it breaks it down. Very easy. It puts around 100 per page, so you guys can see which cryptos are in the top 100. We track everything like the price, hourly gains, daily gains, weekly gains, market cap, volume, circuit supply. But there's also a tool on here that allows you to build your own crypto portfolio. And this is what we're going to be using for this video. We're going to be using the free crypto portfolio tool. So let's get right into it. So using this tool, I was able to build 3 crypto portfolios starting at $1,000, $10,000, and $100,000. So I just built this portfolio, okay, on April 16th, 2025. We're going to track this in the future and see how it's performed. This is what I would do if I were first time starting crypto. I wouldn't really play around with a lot of the higher risk coins. I would build a solid, substantial portfolio holding mostly Bitcoin and then a few other altcoins, and I would go from there. And now, of course, as your balance increases over time, you're able to make more riskier bets, but you really want a solid foundation so you stay in crypto. A lot of the success of being in crypto is staying in the game, not getting wiped out. So let's start out with the first portfolio. This is a $1,000 beginner crypto portfolio. The reason why I say $1,000 is because according to studies, around 59% of Americans can't afford a $1,000 purchase or don't have a $1,000 emergency fund. So I think if you're a complete beginner, even if you have a lot of money in other investments, maybe you have high yield savings, maybe you have stocks, maybe you have real estate, start with $1,000. $1,000 is enough for you to get your feet wet, and it's enough for you to see some results. You don't want to simply go all in and make mistakes and get wiped out, and then you have this hang up over crypto when the problem is you weren't properly allocated. So just make sure that you're properly allocated before you put a bunch of money into crypto. You don't want to get wiped out. So we're going to start off with a $1,000 crypto portfolio. So I had a cost basis of $999. So far this portfolio is just up $2. I just recently built it. So we take a look at this portfolio. It has 2 assets, okay? Bitcoin and XRP. And we can take a look at the allocation here. It's 90% Bitcoin, about 10% XRP. So why did I build this beginner portfolio? Because I wanted, number one, I wanted both the cryptos in the beginner portfolio, the same cryptos that were named by President Donald Trump and the National Strategic Bitcoin Reserve for the United States. So Trump wants to pass a bill and he wants to sign into law to build a crypto reserve, and both these cryptocurrencies were included in the press release, okay? So it's 90% Bitcoin, which is the oldest, strongest cryptocurrency, okay? It's number 1, and currently the Bitcoin dominance is about 63%. But then I wanted to also include the number 4 cryptocurrency, as you guys can see here, XRP. So Bitcoin is a market cap of 1.6 billion at the moment, and XRP is a market cap of 120 billion. Now, reason why I like XRP is this was actually the first cryptocurrency that I ever purchased, okay, back in 2019. Okay, I bought XRP and then I kind of found Bitcoin and the rest is history. But XRP is very solid. The reason why I like XRP is that it's easier for payments, I think, for cheap, smaller payments. Bitcoin is great, but you know, if you're going to buy something like a pack of chewing gum, Bitcoin's not really useful for it, right? Bitcoin wasn't built for tiny, tiny little micro purchases. $10, $20, $100, $1,000 plus, fine. But if you're going to buy something for like 50 cents, $1, $2, XRP does make sense for tiny little microtransactions. And I do like the fact that it's a fixed supply of a max supply of 100 billion tokens. Now, what I don't like is that it's centralized, but XRP could end up running quite well. Obviously going into the 2020, at the end of the 2025 bull run, and potentially into 2026 as well. So I think XRP has some potential, and I don't see it like crashing to zero like some of these other altcoins we've seen, like Mantra OM or Tate's Daddy coin or Terra Luna or any of these kind of scammy coins that really don't have much value. Okay, guys. So this is the first portfolio. You guys can. I'm going to put this in the description below to give you guys the allocations just in case you wanted for further reference. So you got 90% Bitcoin, 10% XRP. Let's see how this does. The second portfolio, okay, the $10,000 crypto portfolio. So let's say you got some money saved up, right? You got a little bit of savings, you got some money to play with. You don't want to start with $1,000, you want to start with $10,000. We're going to take a look at this allocation. It's a little bit different, very similar, but there's some key changes that I made in this portfolio to give the portfolio more upsize because it's taking more risk. So let's get into it. Okay, so far with this portfolio, I'm up just 22 bucks, okay? So now we have some of the same coins, so let's take a look at the assets in this portfolio. We're holding 4 assets here. Bitcoin, XRP, Kaspa, and Solana. So let's go through the allocations. This portfolio is 84% Bitcoin, 10% XRP, 3% Kaspa, and 2% Solana. Now I'm going to tell you guys why I chose these allocations. Well, the first reason is that I really believe that Bitcoin should be the backbone of any portfolio, but I dipped the allocation from the previous portfolio, the $1,000 portfolio, from 90% to 84% because I wanted to include these 2 higher risk altcoins. Okay, I already talked about XRP, solid for cross-border payments. It has a fixed supply, has a lot of room to run, I think, in this rest of the bull run. But Kaspa is interesting. Now, how did I find out about Kaspa? Well, Kaspa has a couple of good things. Number one, Kaspa is being mined by Mara. Okay, Mara is the largest Bitcoin mining company in the United States, in North America. And they are mining, they only mine 2 cryptocurrencies, okay? Bitcoin and Kaspa. Now, Kaspa is a proof of work cryptocurrency, just like Bitcoin. And Fred Thiel, the CEO of Mara, he said that the company is using mining Kaspa to offset its expenses like electricity. So I just felt like Kaspa is definitely worth a shot, okay? It does fall in the top 100 cryptocurrencies, which is another thing, so it gets lots of exposure, okay? Kaspa is currently, where's Kaspa? Currently 42, okay? 42 on the top 100 with just under a $2 billion market cap, okay? Now it has a total max supply of 28 billion, so it's actually a lot more scarce than XRP, but there's more risk simply because, well, XRP is more familiar and Kaspa is not in Donald Trump's strategic national Bitcoin reserve, so there is more risk of this coin performing poorly in the future. And then finally, I wanted to top off the portfolio with a little bit of Solana. Solana for me is like it's like Ethereum 2.0, cheaper. There are a lot of projects being minted on Solana instead of Ethereum. Ethereum is expensive gas fees. And Solana has done quite well. It's done quite well over time. I really believe that it has a lot of potential in the future. Obviously, I wouldn't go all in on it, but I think just a 2% allocation in Solana is fine. Solana has done quite well so far in this whole 2024-2025 bull run. It has a lot of potential, okay? All 4 of these coins, I believe, are have the potential to outpace gains in some of these other riskier cryptocurrencies. Remember, the goal of crypto is to preserve your purchasing power. It's not to try to get rich overnight. If you try to get some of these riskier altcoins and get rich overnight, you can lose everything. So I wanted to give you guys a portfolio with upside with as minimum downside risk as possible. So we're doing that with, they're going to repeat these allocations on the $10,000 crypto portfolio. Bitcoin 84%, XRP at 10%, Caspa at 3%, and Solana 2%. If you have $10,000 or some mid five figures to invest, this could be a nice potential portfolio for you to kind of pick up, and you can make some money, especially as we continue through the 2025 and into 2026 with this current crypto bull run. Now, finally, let's get into the last crypto portfolio, the 100K crypto portfolio. This is for some of you guys with a lot of extra access capital to invest. This is for some of you guys out there that have been in crypto for a bit, or maybe you wanted to get out of the stock market. Donald Trump's tariffs have scared you out of the stocks, and you want to put more money in the crypto portfolio to take advantage of this current bull run. So let's check out the 100K crypto portfolio. Once again, this 100K crypto portfolio is up a tiny bit. It's up $454. Okay, not that much, but like I said, it's got a cost base of just near 100K, and we're going to see how this portfolio does over time. Now, with this portfolio, I didn't want to take too many risks because I just believe with the safety of Bitcoin, you can just dabble a little bit in some of these other altcoins and do well. So let's take a look at the coins in this portfolio. Very similar to the previous portfolio, but I just made one addition in this portfolio. Okay, so this portfolio holds Bitcoin, Solana, Caspa, Decentraland, and XRP. So we take a look at the allocations here. Look at 84% Bitcoin, 6% Solana, 3% Caspa, 2% Decentraland, and 2% XRP. So why did I choose this portfolio? Well, I think with the 10K and the 100K portfolio, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I wanted to put Decentraland in there because this is the one metaverse coin that I really believe has the most potential, okay? We already talked about Bitcoin safety. We talked about Solana as a better version of Ethereum. We talked about Caspa being mined by Mara. And we talked about XRP for cross-border payments. But Decentraland is probably the biggest, best metaverse play that you can find. And it does kind of seem like we're transitioning into the metaverse. And the reason is because I think we're reaching peak Web 2.0, okay? We've got a couple examples of we've hit peak Web 2.0 is that a lot of people are getting tired of a lot of social media apps, okay? We've seen dating apps, right? Like Tinder, Hinge, and things like that, OkCupid. That usage is down, okay? That's Web 2.0 as well. And I think a lot of people are frustrated with social media in general. So what this means for me is that we're transitioning out of the social media era. This is my opinion. And the reason why we're transitioning out of it is because we're transitioning into Web 3.0. So if we're transitioning into Web 3.0, you want to have some of your capital in some of these metaverse coins. Now, I don't know exactly how high Decentraland can go. It's one of the most popular Web 3.0 metaverse communities. It did really, really well during the Mark Zuckerberg, when he changed the name of Facebook to Meta. This coin pumped to the moon, okay? It did extremely well. It pumped nearly over $3. But this is basically the currency of Decentraland, the oldest metaverse community in the world. So you use Decentraland to do things like purchase land and stuff in the metaverse. I truly believe that the metaverse will come. I don't know if it's going to come this bull run, but it will come this decade because once people are getting tired of social media and dating apps and things like that, we move into the next transition, which is 3 dimensions, which is the metaverse. So this is a nice coin. It's cheap. It's under $1. It has some potential. I don't know. It definitely has some risk. This is why it's only about 2% of this portfolio. But like I said, if this coin goes to zero and Decentraland just doesn't pan out as a good community, you should still be okay. You still have the bulk of your portfolio in some of the stronger coins like Bitcoin, Solana, Caspa, and XRP. So that's it. These are my 3 crypto portfolios. You guys can copy this if you want. Like I said, this is not financial advice. This is just kind of my examples on some of these potential crypto portfolios that you guys could build if you're first starting out. But I really believe Bitcoin should always be the backbone of these portfolios. So as you see, For none of these portfolios, there's less than about 84 to 85% of Bitcoin. And that's simply because Bitcoin's the oldest, most trustworthy crypto for a reason. If any of these altcoins go to zero, you still have around 85% of your capital in something strong. What you'll never see from this channel is anything where there's a portfolio without Bitcoin or where it's heavily invested in any of these altcoins. Now, I'm going to make a separate video later on a different crypto portfolio with a lot mentioning some of these super high risk coins, but that will just be a video giving you guys some lottery tickets. These are portfolios that you can build and you can sleep soundly and you don't worry about losing all of your capital. And that's the goal. The goal of crypto, in my opinion, is to preserve purchasing power and to maintain your capital, not to destroy it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos from me in the future. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know, what do you guys think about these crypto portfolios? If you guys have a crypto portfolio, please share your allocations in the comments. It'd be really interesting to hear what you guys hold. So that's all I got until next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care.